It's absolutely bonkers. But we got some interesting stuff that we have to talk about though for this pod. So
Oh yeah,
um,
for sure.
I'm ready for it. It's gonna be fun.
Oh
It's
yeah.
gonna be fun. Um, you can hear me good. Everything straight.
Oh yeah. Everything good. Testing one, two. See.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. That's good. Well, um, shoot, we just gonna get into the intro and we gonna go from there.
All right.
And then you can kick it off with Streaming University.
All right. That's a bit.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So one, two, three, one, two, three. Welcome back to Club 478, and today we have another banger for you. We went through a kind of different rebrand here. You know, you may know us as the Down South Trio. Now we're Club 478. Now the brand is just more universal. And today we got interesting topics as usual. So let's get into it for today.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm your host, Core, and we're gonna
I'm your
start the
host.
cooks. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm your host, Josiah, and as always, pleasure having you.
So we're gonna start off the first episode, of Club 478 with Streaming University, man. It was really impressive though to see like all the content, all the small streamers and the streamers get together and stuff like that, and casting out with another banger idea, with DDG and Duke and Indian Love and Extra Emily. I mean, they just put on great performance. It's kind of like how you would see them in college and stuff. Them just
Hmm.
just having fun and just seeing the energy they had, just doing different collabs and seeing, DG come with his new term on, oh, this is my ball, and I'm like, shoot, I got to start using that, like Wilson and stuff like that. I'm messing with that. That's that new lingo now, and
Right.
he playing defense on everybody. Jay still calling the man,
That's
gay and stuff like that. And Funny might just have he just turn everybody up.
right. It's real
So,
interesting seeing that like um smaller creators. I didn't really think it was going to be a lot of smaller creators, but it was some. And it was like looking at the streams, like agent stream, like he was actually teaching. He was teaching finances, he was teaching how to do brand deals, and it was a very interesting dynamic to see the smaller content creator have an opportunity to work with a bigger content creator. And um I also want to say that when it comes to like content creation, just the pros and cons of it, like I feel like Stream University is the definition of a positive type of outlook on what content creation can be for the future. Like content is the whole perspective of content is, making ideas and putting your ideas and turning it into a video. And Streaming University is literally a whole university dedicated for content creators to, yeah, to stream, but also I feel like it was a lot of TikTokers there. It was a lot of um people on YouTube Shorts there, and they're able to turn their brand, what they have right now, into streaming because streaming is the next big thing. Like I say this all the time now, people want to see live stream content. They don't necessarily either it's live stream content or either it's short form. Like
facts.
long form is just not what it used to be anymore. Cause you can speak like back in the day, like we used to watch long form content for videos, like
Hmm.
DDG Pontiac vlogs. That's what it was,
Yeah,
Pontiac
probably I made
DDG
DG
vlogs.
balls.
So yeah, it's just a lot of crazy. It's a crazy shift, but I understand why it is because when the whole introduction to short form content and TikTok started to arise, I could see like, okay, long form content is probably not going to be the same anymore. And hey, I'm here for it because for the creator, it's great for the creator because you have a chance to post multiple content and it's easier to get traction and get your name and brand out there because it's short form. People can literally digest whatever you're finna say in portions. But I also feel like where it's really at though is long form though, because I
Yeah.
feel like long form, that's the people who show up to watch your long form content. I feel like those are really your people for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like the shorts, like yeah, people who keep on showing up the shorts, like yeah, they like the shorts too, but I just feel like it's just in bursts. Like people from shorts, they come and go. And hey, that's my perspective on it. That's my perspective. That's my pros and cons on it. And I'm excited to see what Kai is really going to do with Streaming University and where he's going to take that. Is it going to be a part two? I've heard it's going to be a part two.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe
I
not.
heard
I've
I
been
heard
seeing.
yeah, I heard the same thing. But I know the next biggest thing that's gonna be happening is Funny Mike streamer prom.
See, I didn't even know nothing about that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And that's
Having a
coming up. That's
prom.
coming in like 2 weeks on June 18th. So I'm definitely gonna be tuning into that.
Right. That is insane. They're having a prom now.
Yes, they're having a streamer prom from everybody that was at the university is gonna be at that prom. So that's kind of gonna be dope.
Right. And I feel like when it comes to like making ideas, being a streamer,
Yeah.
like is streaming even about playing games anymore? Like really? Like if you think about it, like
No, it really done got universal. It's more than
yeah.
gaming now. It's more like vlogging and just doing the
Hmm.
stuff that's Kai doing. Networking. Meet new people.
Yeah, it's kind of basically like TV now.
Yeah, it's
Honestly.
basically like T like So Nice said. We're TV now. We're everyday TV.
Yes, literally. They're literally like live stream TV. And I'm here for it though. I'm here for it because I feel like we're going to start seeing
Yeah.
these streamers have their own channels, have
Mm-hmm.
their own live channels on
Yep.
actual TV,
Yep.
and it's going to be a channel probably in a couple years down the line, but or 2 years down the line. It could be right
Mm-hmm.
around the corner. Who knows? But it's very interesting to see what will happen with the whole streaming thing and how that dynamic is going because kids are not even wanting to be YouTubers anymore. They want to be streamers.
Yep.
And I remember wanting to be a YouTuber. Now, like my little brother, you can ask somebody like that. It's like, oh, we want to stream now. This is what we do. We
Mm-hmm.
stream. And same dynamic, but just a different era with a different platform.
Yep.
But yeah. So we're gonna switch over from content creation to a little bit in the sports world. Is that fine?
Oh yeah. Let's get it.
This advertisement segment for Club
Powered by
478 is brought to
Riverside
you by
FM.
HKA USA.
Step into the arena with gear that's built for greatness at HKA USA with crafted premium boxing gloves, apparel for fighters who demand the best.
Worn by champions, designed for all. HKA USA gear blends elite performance with bold, custom style. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting your journey, HKA USA equips you to train harder, strike faster, and fight smarter.
Dominate with every round with the gear that never quits. HKA USA where warriors are made and champions are crowned. Okay, so uh combat sports fans, listen in. If you have been listening in or you just now listening in, you kind of tuned in at the right time because now we're going to start talking about combat sports. Like I said, in this pod, we're going to talk about a lot of things and a lot of topics, and we're going to shift a lot of areas. Yep.
So UFC, right? UFC has absolutely been cooking. Um, UFC 317, Ilya Topuria and Charles Oliveira. The main event at lightweight. It's a fight that everybody wants to see. Charles Oliveira is a favorite of mine at lightweight, and I would like for him to win. But Ilya Topuria, when it comes to his boxing-like style, coming into the MMA cage, I really suspect that Topuria may take this. And as an Oliveira fan, being biased, I want Oliveira to win. Um, this is for the belt. So, main event, of course. I would like to see Oliveira grapple and use his jiu-jitsu. Um, and I feel like striking with Taporo is not a good idea because that's what he does. I feel like Oliveira should use his strengths to his advantage. And with that being said, that concludes UFC 317. Okay, next, we're gonna go backwards. Before 317, we have UFC 316. We got Sean O'Malley versus Marab. Two, not one, but two. Remember last time Marab, he got the belt. He beat Sean O'Malley. So we're having a rematch. Will we see Sean grapple more, or will we see him have more stamina? Who knows? But that is literally what Marab is made for. His stamina and endurance is second to none. So hopefully this camp, Sean O'Malley really focused on endurance and really has his stamina because when it comes to being a fighter, having endurance is a necessity. You can be the strongest, you can have the best technique, but if you get tired easy, that is wraps. That is wraps. So if Marab comes ready, has that stamina, hopefully Sean O'Malley has something to combat that. And that is the main event at Bantamweight. So now we got UFC, and you know UFC and WWE is merged together. So my brother Corey is gonna talk about some WWE lore for you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about just the new the new upcoming superstar that came from NXT. All my WWE fans, I know it's kind of been a hard couple of days with the release of people, but I'm gonna kind of give some positive insight. The Stephanie Valkyrie, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Javon Evans, all these young superstars that's gonna lead WWE into the new future. I mean, they
Hmm.
got great athleticism. I mean, great charisma, putting on great matches, and also it's helping bulk up the women division because they need it, especially with the new mid card titles,
Hmm.
and giving them better insight to learn these new superstars and actually build new superstars and stuff like that. So it's just WWE is kind of expanding in a big way, but I want them to remember what made WWE become popular and just continue in that way.
Hmm.
And also, I want to talk about this John Cena heel run. Has it been impressive or underwhelming? To me, it's been a little underwhelming because I thought it was really impressive at first because of how they did with The Rock, Cody, and all them, how they executed it. But with The
Hmm.
Rock not being involved in the storyline and then having Travis Scott be the reason that Cody Rhodes lost in the main event at WrestleMania, kind of had me a little pissed, a little mad, a little frustrated. I'm like, you mean to tell me this the biggest storyline ever and The Rock is not involved in this? And in the way they have John winning matches and stuff, him kind of
Hmm.
cheating his way through matches and stuff like that. It's like I know John can't go like that like he used to, but it's kind of like,
Right.
I thought it was gonna be a little more, like a little more, a little better than this. And it might start to cook back up with this Money in the Bank match we got coming up with John Cena, Logan Paul, the heavyweight champion Jay Uso and Cody Rhodes, and also the John Cena is a WWE champ. I want to leave it out. He is 17, Mr. 17. I don't want to disrespect.
Hmm.
I think this got a chance to be really good with Cody Rhodes getting back in the fold. I think this might can heat up John Hill run a little more. But to me, it's really been underwhelming. I think this Hill run should have happened back when he first fought The Rock in 2002. I think they missed the opportunity on this. But they do got time to save it. So I'm just, waiting to see what Triple H cook up. He don't really let me down too much. So hey, I'm gonna see what he got going on.
So like you have been to like an actual wrestling match before, like WWE. You have got that experience, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Did you really love the experience though? Like did you really like enjoy like it was everything that you thought it was gonna be? Like
Oh,
basically like on TV?
yeah, I enjoyed it. It's when you see it in real life, you actually think they're gonna kill each other. Like it's really like they really on like it's not like it's fake, but the way they're doing moves and the way they hit each other, how physical it is, it's like, oh man, this is real. Like, and I fell in love with it. Like I watched it when I was 14, went to a live event, seen Randy Orton in person, and just enjoying that experience because it's like a rush.
Hmm. That is
that you
crazy.
can't that you can't describe. You can't describe it.
I definitely have to go to a WWE match and actually experience it in person. That's kind of like UFC. It's kind of like you have to go
Yeah,
experience it in person.
yeah. That's why
And
I
I
want
feel
to go
like
see.
that's why they
I want to
work
go
so
see
well.
that. I want to go see that, but I want to go see UFC match. And you already know I'm gonna go with this. I want to see John Jones go against that man. I want to go against. I want to get to go old buddy. I can't remember his name, but he
Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall. I know he ducking him. You know, he said John Jones said he ain't got to fight him, but I want to see that.
Right,
I want to see that bout. I want to see that fight.
right. You know, I wanted to see that fight too, just because Tom Aspinall is the young bull coming in, and
Hmm.
John Bon Jones being one of the greatest.
Yep.
I've also been hearing whispers that John is retired, or he has retired.
Oh wow.
I've been hearing that. I don't know if
Okay.
it's real news or not yet because I
Yeah.
just seen it.
Yeah.
I seen it on like Twitter, but I
Hmm.
don't know if it's Twitter or X, whatever like you're comfortable with calling it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how true it is. I don't know because he has been doing a lot of seminars. And if you know what a seminar is, basically like he goes to teach different techniques and stuff. Usually when fighters are retired or up on in the years, they usually go and pass around their knowledge. And he's been doing a lot of movie roles and advertisements lately,
Hmm.
which is nothing wrong with that because as a fighter, just as anybody, you want to build your brand as much as possible. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. It's just when it comes to UFC, it seems like the fans from UFC, me included, we want to see a fight right away.
Yep.
And we forget that these fighters are also they're businessmen as
Yep.
well. So they want to grow
Hmm.
their brand and make money outside of fighting. They don't want to fight forever. No,
Yep.
nobody want to really fight forever.
No.
So, um, with that being said about fighting, since we're still on that topic, I want to switch to a little bit of education on not UFC, but One Championship. So One Championship is basically like a UFC type of base MMA promotion, but they have different things. They have Muay Thai, they have kickboxing, and they also have submission grappling bouts, kind of like Jiu-Jitsu. Well, basically Jiu-Jitsu. Um, and of course, of notable names that people may know, uh, Mighty Mouse, Demetrius Johnson. He was one of the greatest in UFC. He went to one championship and he dominated over there. So it's kind of undisputed. So I have Mighty Mouse at number one, actually, just just based off the accolades and things he has achieved.
Yep.
They have Rotang for Muay Thai. He's became real popular. Also, Mighty Mouse and Rotang had a Muay Thai and MMA mixed fight. So one round was Muay Thai and another round was MMA. So it was a very interesting dynamic. It's on YouTube, it's on the website. You should go watch it if you enjoy UFC. Also, they have on TikTok Sage Northcutt. Um, he was in UFC. He was one of a youngin coming in UFC. Actually started his debut at 18 or 19, I believe. Very young for a fighter, for a fighter. And he is now over at One Championship. He had an injury. Now he's coming back from his injury, and we're excited to see what he can do. Just because of how he's been blowing up on TikTok lately and stuff like that. All right, now switching over to a little bit
Wait,
of
wait, wait,
sports.
wait.
We know
Hold
we
on,
don't.
hold on. Before we switch up, what made you get into Muay Thai, like mixed martial arts, and like you actually like want to dive into it and learn more about it?
Okay, so it really started with this is crazy. It was during COVID. It was during COVID, and everybody was inside. Everybody remembers that period, right?
Hmm.
So I'm watching Joe Rogan. And if you're familiar with Joe Rogan, Joe is very great. He can do jiu-jitsu, and also he can throw kicks. He's good at kickboxing. And believe it or not, he has had kickboxing fights when he was younger and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this is before he becomes a comedian and hosts UFC and stuff all that. This is his younger days, right? And basically listening to him talk about fighting, talking about kickboxing, jujitsu, Muay Thai, MMA. And this is before like even UFC for real, like real UFC. Like I've heard about the UFC and seen fights because like you see it on TV and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that for advertisement. I always felt like it was interesting, but I've never really just sat there and really dove into it to like pick it apart. So I'm just 2020 in the house all day, watching nothing but Joe Rogan. And eventually it went from watching Joe Rogan to he'll say certain fights, different he talk about K1. He'll talk about Pride. Pride is one is back in the day with Japan. A lot of people know who Rampage Jackson is. He
Mm-hmm.
was on a he played in the 18. So um I just started really diving into martial arts, just understanding like, okay, who that is and how did he start fighting and understanding like the difference between grappling and wrestling, kickboxing and boxing, you know, and MMA, like it's so much tools that you can use that made me fascinated with it because it didn't matter if you were strong or not. To be a fighter is really technique. You have to really learn to be a fighter. This is not like oh, I lift weights, I'm strong, so I can fight. Like the weight room does work when it comes to like developing power, but to actual be a fighter, you have to train and have to learn some type of technique, some type of foundation. And once I realized like, oh, I don't have to be super buff to be able to do a sport and do it at a high level
Mm-hmm.
because Sean Strickland, a lot of people was not expecting me to say that name. Sean Strickland, he says a lot of crazy stuff, but I was watching a podcast of him and he was saying that MMA is literally a common man sport. And if you think about it, it is. It doesn't matter if you're 5'5", it doesn't matter if you're 6'4". If you know how to fight and you know how to use your strengths and you know how to capitalize on weaknesses, you can get pretty great at the sport. It's not like basketball or football. Like you can get great at basketball or football, but eventually you plateau because it's levels to it. It's
Yep.
levels to basketball. It's levels to hoops. Like everybody's not 6'3", 6'4", jumping out the gym, or 6'5", 6'6". Football too. I mean, football is kind of give or take, but everybody's not just a genetic specimen. So, we have seen football players dominate who are not necessarily the ideal NFL type of build. It's possible, it can be done, but when it happens, oh, it's kind of rare. Like we like, wow, like he actually can go. But for combat sports, anybody can do it. Like literally, Mighty Mouse is the greatest of all time, and he's only 5'6". He's only 5'6".
Like that's
He's
crazy.
below average height. He's the greatest of all time. Literally. He like literally is insane. Is UFC, he never lost. He lost
Never.
one. He lost
Yeah, he
one.
lost. He lost one fight, but
He lost one. But we don't count that. Literally he only lost one fight his whole UFC career. That is insane at 5'6". And he has fought people who are 6'1", 6'2", and dominated. So I just love the fact that any it's fair game. it's literally fair game. Anybody can win. Literally, anybody has an opportunity to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like I'm not saying a 5'8" guy can't be the 6'7" guy, but when it comes to levels of basketball, I don't know. It just kind of gets one sided. A 5'8" NBA player versus a 6'7" NBA player, it's just levels to it. I'm not saying that 5'8" player can't get to the rack and get buckets now because he's at that level for a reason.
Yeah.
He's at that level for a reason. But eventually, when it just comes to like preference, when it comes to like making a roster, making a team, they they gonna go with the length. They just gonna go with the length.
Mm-hmm.
However, they just gonna go with that because they know they can use that. So that's really how I got into like the whole combat sports thing. I just realized like, okay, it's an equal sport, and I'm a fair guy. I like being fair. I like doing things that's on equal grounding. So fighting is kind of like, okay, this is literally like it doesn't get any more equal than that. Y'all literally are cutting down. Let's say y'all both gotta make um 185. Like both of y'all are cutting down to the same weight. Yes, y'all might have different proportions and different stuff like that. Y'all are the same weight, and y'all gonna get in the cage and may the best man win. I feel like it doesn't get more equal than that. It
No,
doesn't
it
get
don't.
more equal than that
It don't. It doesn't.
because football, basketball, everybody's different weights and different sizes. If we're fighting at 185, that means when you show up, you are 185. Now you might blow up when you get in the cage because some places are different. Like some different promotion brands are different. And
Yep.
also I want to shout out since we're just talking about brands and promotions, I want to do a quick shout out to NFC and in Georgia. That is a MMA type of base promotion. They do MMA, they do kickboxing, I believe too, and they do grappling too. I think they got a lot of different events. But shout out to NFC in Georgia. That is Georgia owned. It's not a lot of Georgia MMA stuff that's going on right now. I believe it's supposed to be a UFC Atlanta coming soon. I don't know the date on that, but I heard it's in the talks, or either it's in the talks or either it's confirmed. One of the two. It's a lot of cards going on. To just cover all the cards, like I ain't saying it's impossible. It's not impossible, but it'll take a lot of time just because you got the main event, you got the not main event, and then you got the contender series. And oh yeah, also let me talk about that. Well, since we on the subject or just fighting, the contender series, that's also what made me kind of fall in love with combat sports because like how like they have a G League, right, for the
Yep.
NBA, and they
Mm-hmm.
have like I don't know what NFL got. NFL got XFL. We
Yeah,
don't we want to
SFL,
count XFL.
USF, US, they all combined together, so it's SFL now. That's all.
Yeah, so like the contender series is literally like an opportunity for fighters to it's basically like a G League for the UFC. And I feel like it's a great concept because now they get an opportunity to get a UFC contract, and even if they don't get that UFC contract, they're still being able to fight and make some money. And that right there, and it's not hard to get onto the contender series. You just have to win your fights. That's why I love you like combat sports so good because if you're good and you can fight, eventually you're going to run into other people that can fight very well. And usually that's going to be at a bigger stage. So when usually like with football, like it's a team type of thing. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, combat sports is a team too because you got your corner, you got your trainer as well. Like there's a team, but it's still individual based because at the end of the day, like it's just me and this other individual in the ring. Like, yeah, my corner is telling me things to do and things I can do better, but at the end of the day, it's my ability to execute those things that they're telling me to do. So that's what I love about combat sports.
Man, that's
So
dope,
you
man.
wanna
That's dope. That's dope. Well, let's move on to the sports thing again, sports side again with football. I
uh,
want to talk about Aaron Rodgers and Steelers situation. That's a real crazy situation because for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are a historic franchise, and it's always been the Pittsburgh way. But this is different. Seeing them being held hostage by Aaron Rodgers,
mm,
hoping and praying that he's gonna come play, even after he told them like, I need some time, and I really don't know. I'm really gonna be decided to play. And you're no one priority as the quarterback after you let Russell Wilson and Justin Fields walk,
mm,
and you knew that Aaron Rodgers was like a C plan. And then the draft
uh,
comes and Shador is right there at 21,
mm,
and you don't take him. And then you passed him 4 times before he went to the Cleveland Browns in the 5th round when you knew you needed a quarterback. So you mean to tell me that you're putting your faith in Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson? Because if you believe that Mason Rudolph was the quarterback of the future, why would you have let him go to Tennessee and then bring him back?
mm,
It doesn't make any sense what the Steelers are doing, what direction they're going in. Because I'm thinking they was gonna make some moves, get a quarterback, because they had got DK Metcalf and George Pickens, but then they trade George Pickens to my team.
mm,
So it's just like the Steelers are like it's just like Steelers are like I don't know, it feel like they're tanking, in my opinion. And then
mm,
OTAs have started and Aaron Rodgers has not shown up. Still
mm,
has reported. So it's like my Steelers fans, what y'all thinking? Right now, like y'all, it's looking pretty bad for y'all.
mm.
That's
It
that's
seems
a
pretty hard to be a Steelers fan right now. Like,
right. Yeah,
uh,
like I said, Mike Thomas, he's a great coach, but going, having a winning record, not winning Super Bowls when that's what the Steelers are known for. That's kind of that's that ain't gonna get it done.
maybe they need a not even like the players. Maybe they just need to change the whole like staff and makeup of that organization. Maybe.
I just think it's time for a new G. I just take time to let Mike
Yeah,
Tomlin and all the guys go. I just think they need to have a overhaul of the whole situation.
yeah, just new, basically a whole rebuild.
Yeah,
Like,
and
definitely.
also NFL news. I want to talk about the NFC East. Is this the most dangerous division in the NFL? After the draft, can't lie, every team has gotten better. The Giants, with them getting Abdul Carter and then also getting Jackson Dart, with also Russell Wilson being able to hone in and train him. The Giants are gonna be they're gonna be a hard out with Malik Neighbors. They got a lot of talent. They're young. They're on the the up tip, and it just looks like every team's getting better. The Eagles are Eagles. I mean, they just like to keep replacing talent. I mean, I don't understand it. You
Mm,
got Jahad Campbell. You got Jalen Hurts. They got the best O line in football. They're gonna be right there again in the thick of things. I think they're gonna be the first or second with Washington trailing them with Jaden Daniels and Larry Tunsil, Debo Samuel. Them getting Debo Samuel. That was just crazy. That was wow.
mm.
And even my Cowboys, I think we gonna shock some people. I think we gonna be better than what a lot of people think we are.
How about them Cowboys, man?
It's good, but Jaden Daniels, like to be honest with you, I know a lot of people gonna say, he's better than Dak 'cause after what he did for 1 year. Dak has never got to the NFC Championship game, but to be great, he got to do it again. And I know he's got the ability to do it again. Now, if he does it again this year, I'll put him over Dak as the second best quarterback in the division. I got to get Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl. I can't make the argument for Dak being better than Jalen Hurts no more. I cannot make that argument.
Mm.
I would be dumb to make the argument because it basically be off cowboy pride. But it's like the the guy got the it fat.
Mm,
So it's like that division's gonna be. It might be like 2022 again. You might have three teams out of that division be in the playoffs. That's how good that division gonna be this year.
mm. It's a scary division. That's a
It's a
scary
scary
division.
division.
So with that being said, that was football segment right there. Now we're gonna switch in to hoops.
Man, I just wanted to talk about the mid range. Like the mid range is coming back. Like we getting back into the '90s basketball.
Mm,
That boy SGA is a monster. The MVP. He was my MVP last year, and he got it
mm,
this year. Him just being a scorer from every different way in the court, all three levels, getting to the rim, mid range, and he actually pretty good from three. He's not a prolific 3-point shooter, but he'll knock it down if you leave him alone. And just his way he dictates the game in the mid range is so hard to stop because most teams are teaching their teams well run my 3-point line, make them shoot mid range. That's a bad shot, but to him, that's a good shot,
mm.
and he will make you pay if you let him shoot mid range, step back to the basket, shoving people off. I mean, he's just getting to his spot and just dictating the game at his own pace. Like the
And
way
he's
he
gonna get the
dissected,
foul call.
yeah, right, and also getting foul call. They call him a foul beta. I think it's skill because in the end of the day, you got to still be able to get to the free throw line.
Sure.
And the way he dissected the Minnesota Timberwolves was just it was impressive because
It's
they
very
have
impressive.
great on ball defense. And the way he dictated, he on Jay McDaniels 6'10", and he's only 6'7". He's not really a big guy, but the way he was just moving Jay McDaniels and getting to his spot, and just the way he was taking Ant off the dribble,
Yeah.
he had an answer for everything they had. Just impose his will on them, man. I was just like, this is basketball. This is hoops.
And it's real interesting when you say like HGA. Um, it's just something that was in that water over there with them Kentucky guards, bro. It was
Yeah,
just something over there because he's
yeah,
from Kentucky, playing
yeah,
Kentucky. So
yeah,
it's just something over there with those Kentucky guards. Shout out to all the Kentucky guards. It's a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I can't even name it. It's a lot. It's a lot of Kentucky guards right now that's in the league and they're killing. It's a lot of
yes,
Kentucky players, period, that's in the league and killing. But
yes,
I wanted to go back where you saying like should the like the NBA, you think the NBA is changing, it's going back to mid range. And honestly, I want to take it back to like when the whole Curry run went on, right? And
yeah,
how everybody was like, okay, we have to be able to shoot the three now. And it went from, okay, we need to be able to shoot the three to the big man wanting to shoot the threes now and stuff like
yeah,
that. But seeing it go back to mid range, I feel like it's
yeah,
gonna be more physical. You know what I'm saying? Like you said,
yeah,
it's gonna be more back to the basket. Um, I feel like we're going to see players more with that type of DeMar DeRozan type of build.
yeah,
I feel
yes,
like we're going to see
yes,
them flourish.
yes,
We're going to see a lot of Drew Holidays flourish. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? Get to their spots, do what they have to do. Like that's what I love. I love that type of basketball because I feel like it's also more skill involved.
yes,
It's also more physical. They get to use their body more, and refs will actually let them play. That's what
yep,
I love. I love when refs
yeah,
actually just let them hoop.
yeah. That's what they've been doing in the playoffs. It's been way more physical. And to piggyback off the Steph Curry thing,
Yeah,
that 2015 all the way to 2019 changed basketball.
I agree.
2015 final series, Cleveland Cavaliers, Warriors. They was down 2-1. They had no answer for LeBron. But Steve Kerr came with the idea that now revitalized NBA basketball and changed the course of history. Going
I
to
agree.
small ball basketball.
Hmm.
When he decided to insert Andre Iguodala into the starting lineup and move Draymond Green to the fifth position, to the center position. The way that he was able to guard every position that the Cavaliers had and actually give them an extra boost on offense and stuff, and actually be able to spread the floor more, it was something that was never seen before. Cause it was always, you had two big play in the post and you play three out.
Right.
But when they did that, that was just it was something where it was like, whoa, this is a little different. This was,
Right.
it was impressive how then that changed the way basketball was played and everybody went to playing small ball. Having to have a center out there be able to shoot three, be able to spread the floor. If a center couldn't shoot the three and you know what I mean, you a liability.
All right. And it's so I I'm here for it. I'm here for the mid-range type of basketball because now I feel like players can really get in their bag more.
Yes,
They're not
yes,
really relying on the three pointers to be a essential fact. Not get me wrong, they're gonna shoot threes, but
yeah,
I feel like the mid range, just working inside in smaller spots, closer spots, is gonna be more of a necessity now. And I feel like this is like peak for your shooting guards. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like this is
Hmm.
a peak era for shooting guards right now. You know, like yeah, guards are eating right now too, but like
Yeah,
I just feel like for the shooting guard right now, just a guy that just wants to get to his spots, this is the perfect era to be in right now. Like
yes,
a mid-range Clay Thompson would be great right now. I'm just saying it would be
yeah,
great right now. See, back then it would be like, what are you talking about? But
yeah,
now it's kind of like, I mean, that's it's pretty great. And the reason why I just referred to Clay Thompson because I mean, when he was with the Warriors, you know, he did his thing. But it's very interesting to now go back to the mid range
yep,
because I remember I don't know if you remember I remember an era where like it was just pure athleticism.
yep.
Like I think this is probably like the Lob City era, like Blake Griffin, like
DeAndre Jordan, Chris Paul.
yeah, DeAndre, like that was the era where like it was peak athleticism. Like
Yes,
threes and mid range. I don't even think it was a thing, bro. It was just straight athleticism. Like everybody
yeah,
was athletic. Everybody was trying to catch a body. Like
yeah, yeah.
it
Duncan,
was
Duncan was
really
the Duncan was the most popular thing to do. I mean,
right,
threes. I mean, shooting three was all right, but it was Duncan.
right. So it's cool to see now. It's like all right, now we're back to mid range. We're
Yep,
back to mid range. It's a different type of mid range, but now we're back to it though. We're back
yep,
to it.
most
So
definitely.
yeah, I agree.
But yeah, but now I want to piggyback on, just stay on the thunder topic. Would they be a dynasty if they win the NBA Finals? Would they be the next dynasty if they win NBA Finals? They've been the best team in the NBA all year long, and I think it continues in the NBA Finals against the Pacers. I do have this going seven, but so it's according to how the referees officiate this finals. If they let the Thunder beat up on the Pacers and be physical, this series has got 5 games written all over because
Mm,
they are like piranhas. Wherever the basketball goes, that's where they go. If you put on the floor, you seen three bodies. Wherever you go, I've never seen a team with so many wings that can guard everybody. They have so many guys that can throw at you. They got Lou Dort. I mean, Lou Dort is a football player out there. I have never
mm.
seen nobody body Julius Randle and he don't move. Julius Randle, if he when he puts his shoulder in you, you're getting out the way.
Right.
Hey, 478 squad. Have you ever been to the gym and your lifts aren't the best because you're worried about not having the proper wrist support?
Then look no farther than Goblin Gear. Whether you're chasing PRs or crushing reps, Goblin Gear has your back with premium wrist wraps, heavy-duty powerlifting belts, and gritty gym apparel designed to perform as hard as you do. I promise once we started using them, we seen improvement towards our performance. To train means to lift heavy and look savage. As Goblin Gear unleashes the monster.
Thank you
Goblin Gear.
for sponsoring this video. And for him to go chest to chest with Julius Randle and don't budge,
Yeah, that's a strong boy.
that's you strong boy. And then to bring in Casey Wallace, the Alex Caruso's, the Wiggins,
The role players.
the all the role players that they have to throw at you, man. They are just
That's a team. Like
that's a
that's
team.
why. that's why to piggyback on your point, like that's why I say like the NBA is becoming like your point you made. Super team, I feel like super teams are just dead now. Like
It's dead. It's dead. Cause you look at.
they're
Go ahead.
but it's like teams now. Like we're actually having a roster now. Not
Yeah.
like no multiple superstars that just
Mm-hmm.
shoot the ball. They take 50 shots, 60 shots a game, 70 shots a game. I'm exaggerating, of course, but it's like I'm saying like now it's like we actually have rosters now.
Yeah.
We have a superstar
Yeah.
or two maybe,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
And we have rest it's like we have players
Mm-hmm.
that really mesh with them very well. And
Yeah.
that is how I feel basketball should be played. I
Yeah.
was never a fan of the super
The
team
super
type of shit.
teams. Yeah.
When the KD Kyrie Harden thing went on, I was like,
Yeah.
what are they doing?
Yeah.
Why aren't they on their own individual teams and they
Yeah.
have just pieces to
Yeah. Yeah.
complement them?
Yeah.
I never understood the concept of that.
Yeah. I just
But
think the new rule of the CBA changed where you couldn't unload, you couldn't have all them role players, and then had three superstars. Cause you look at all them the teams that got superstars that team up together are all home. LeBron and Luca, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, KD. I mean, you
yeah,
got Steph, Draymond, Jimmy Butler. Now that's, I mean, it's a little asterisk with that because Steph Curry did get hurt.
right.
But most of the teams that's got these superstars on their team, the Brunsons, the Cats,
Mm,
it's not you got to have 9 players that can play. You got to have depth in this new NBA,
yes,
and
you
that's why
gotta
you see
have
the
that.
Pacers and the Thunder in the situation that they are because of the depth they have in the role players that they have behind their two guns.
True.
Cause
I feel,
The Thunder gonna be here for a while. I mean, they're young. I
yeah,
mean, they
they're
may not be
young.
able to keep their role players because I know when you win a championship, people want more money. But as long as
Yeah,
they can keep Chet, Jalen Williams, J Dub, and SGA,
yeah.
that core three right there, everything else will be fine.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But even back then, like I kind of figured that the Thunder was going to be good just because of the fact, like the young talent and the way they was
Yeah,
hooping. Like I
yeah,
was just like, from a hooper's perspective, I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
they gonna be good. They once
yeah.
they figure it out, once they
Mm-hmm.
get a little bit more, because this is before I feel like they had
Mm-hmm.
like the Jalen Williams and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Once I was like, once they figure out those little pieces, those little kinks
Yeah,
in the paper for real,
yeah,
they gonna get right. They gonna get right. And now we see they have gotten right, more than
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So,
They, they was on the come up last year. They was no one seed last year. They no one seed
mhm,
this year. They was a little
mhm,
younger. The acquisition that made them get over the top was Isaiah Hardenstein getting a bigger body to go along with Chet Holmgren, so that way he didn't have to go against people's centers.
mm,
He could play the four position and just roam and be help side defender. He's a great on ball defender too, but he's too small to bang with. Center five. Center. I mean, he's frail. He's frail. He ain't a big guy.
right.
But them getting that and also them getting a more experience, and I think them we getting bounced out last year gave them more maturity. And that Denver series, I think that Denver series helped them. Ultimately, they win the finals. That series was their coming out party.
Hmm.
With them playing Jokic and Jamal Murray in the championship grit that they have going 7 games with that team. That was the Western
Right.
Conference Finals, right? That was whoever won that series was coming out the West. That was it for me.
Right.
And so
Man.
just see, I mean, it's impressive. But also I want to get on the guy that's he got a lot of hard stuff. They was picking on him in the Olympics. Tyrese Halliburton.
Right.
Man, I think he's had one of the best playoff runs ever. He's been the underdog in every series, and he's gonna be the
Right.
underdog in this series too.
True.
Him beating Milwaukee twice, second time in a row, consecutive year, beat him in 5. When a lot of people didn't give their team a lot of credit, they like, man, they might beat Milwaukee, but they ain't gonna go no further. He's all right. He's not no superstar. The man's a superstar. You put the ball in his hands with 3 seconds to go, he's gonna win the ball game for you. But the most
No.
impressive thing to me, and that's was the Cleveland series, because I gave him no chance to win that series. And for him to take over them 2 games in Cleveland, especially He took their heart in game 2. He took Donovan Mitchell heart.
Mm.
They had the game won, and he misses a free throw, gets his own rebound, shoots a step back three, and basically puts Cleveland to bed. And basically, the series was over after that 2-0. It was just like I knew that I was like, they a little different.
Mm.
But I still didn't give no credit. I said, okay, well, they got to play the Knicks. You know, Cleveland's a little hurt. They got to play the Knicks. And just, he took their heart again. Game 1, same way. The choke sign. Just, I mean, the guy's just a baller. People don't want to say, he's superstar because he like to distribute, point guard. Now got to be scores. But you can still be the superstar and still be able to get your teammates involved.
Nah, he a hooper. Definitely he a hooper.
He's hooping, man.
The
And
reason
I'm
why I
not going
say
and
that,
I'm gonna give him a chance in his final series. I mean, he done burnt me
mm.
3 times. I think I done got burned enough.
Nah, it was funny because seeing like in Milwaukee, his dad, bro. That was the
Yeah,
funniest
yeah.
part.
Papa
I
Halliburton,
was
he
like,
he
bro,
got the
get
chill.
your
He got the
dad off the
chill.
court,
He got
bro.
the chill.
Get your dad off the court. I think they banned him, bro.
He got they let him back in the building, but he can't be on the floor no more. He's in the press box now. He got to be up in the press box.
Crazy, like, bro, getting on the court and like that is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Giannis, I respect Giannis though. I respect Giannis. He better than me though, cause I probably would have swung on him. Cause
Keith,
I,
you're cool,
yeah,
bro.
cause I,
Like,
cause
get your father.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely bonkers. Like, it's already crazy you lost, but to to then have somebody come up in your face and talk crazy, and you already know the emotions or the way they are, 'cause you got to think they're people just like us, bro.
yeah. We
That was
all
a
human.
real risky move. That was a risky move, bro. That was a risky move.
It
I ain't gonna
was.
lie. That could have went totally left. But I'm pretty sure they had a conversation about it, like, bro, or
Yeah.
either I don't know. I don't know their dynamic. We don't know what happened between closed doors. But I just seen that and that was hilarious to me. That's when I kind of was like, bro, the Panthers moving different right now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got pops like on the front line talking crazy. Like I know, like Pacers are moving different.
Facts.
That's almost enough for me to be like, all right, I want to see where this go. I want to invest in them.
Yep.
But that was our sports segment. Hope you really enjoyed our sports segment. So now we're moving into something different. Um, this is more biased, I guess, but not really biased. This is a movie fan type of segment, and we're going to talk more about movies, and we're going to talk about um things that was out, things that we watched, things that we want to watch, and yeah, let's get into it. So, off rip, um, we've been talking about Karate Kid. Um, yeah, what can I say? The Karate Kid is basically, I'm not saying it's the movie of the year because that's Glaze. I'm not gonna glaze now. I'm not gonna say it's the movie of the year, but it's worth going to the theater to watch. I can say that. It's definitely you will get your money's worth. You will definitely get your money's worth. And the reason why I started off the movie segment with Karate Kid is because that we've got a short right now that's still getting numbers for Karate Kid, meaning that what I'm saying is indeed factual. That Karate Kid was good, because at first I was saying it's going to be good, and now I know that it is good. And I'm not the type of person, I'm not going to spoil, but it's definitely worth it. It's more fight scenes in it than you think. That's all I'm going to say. It's more fight scenes in there than you think. And also, with that being said, at the end, you're going to get a surprise. At the end, you're going to get a surprise and you're going to absolutely love it. And it's going to be that Karate Kid lore that you was hoping for. That's what makes the movie so great because of the Karate Kid lore, the lore behind it, how they stayed true to the OG to the in the remake, in the middle, and now the new one coming in. That's what made the movie as great as it is. And for people who haven't watched it yet, go watch it. Just go ahead and watch it. What are you waiting for? Just go ahead and watch it. Do what you got to do to get it. I ain't gonna say no more with that. Do what you got to do to go watch it. If you gotta go buy it, go buy it. If you don't gotta go buy it, whoever. Um, Switching to Karate Kid, I want to talk about Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Um, I just love action movies. What can I say? I'm an action movie guy. I don't know about my brother Corey over here, but I love I
I love
love
I love
action
action movies.
movies. You love action movies too?
Yeah.
I live for it. I live for it. Um, Mission Impossible, like I said, this we're saying like this is gonna be his final one. I don't believe that. I feel like they're gonna make more. Basically, I didn't get to see it yet. I will be going to see it, or I will see it. If you know, you know. Um, yeah, another action-packed movie, and I also wanted to get your opinion on this, Corey. Um, when it comes to action movies, is it does it really matter necessarily about the story if you're watching an action movie? That's what I wonder to people. Me, I'm more I care about the story. Yes, I care about the story, but I would like to see more action. Like this is why I'm watching this movie because I know it's going to be fighting in it. So I want the fight scenes to tell the story. I want the fight scenes to tell the story. But I also want to have a little bit of plot, of course.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on. Like I don't want you to just get to fighting for no what reason. But I'm not an emphasis on a super deep story when it comes to like action movies. I'll
Yeah.
watch a different type of movie for that if I want a real progression type of story. But if it has a progression type of story, that's a plus. And I just love the acting when it comes to action movies. And I just love stunt actors who actually do the stunts, like the stunt doubles, the guys who take the hits, like like when they get hit by the cars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people who are actually, you know, acting that out is so dope to me. It's so cool because not everybody can do that job. Like you really have to be in shape to do that job. Like it is fascinating to see them do it. Like on YouTube, if you want to check it out, they got a lot of behind the scenes of like stunt doubles and stuff doing like the stunts, and it's real cool to see how they work on a set and how it looks. It just looks more cooler than just the original actor just reciting lines and stuff like that. It's more action, it's more physical. Not saying that acting is not physical as well. Like they certain scenes they may need to what I'm saying, get aggressive with the other character or put the hand on the table, slam their hand on the table or something like that. Like it's different things that whatever the role requires for it, it may get physical. But when it comes to being a stunt double or just a stunt actor, period, in an action movie, it doesn't get any more physical than that at all. And that is the movie segment for me. As far as movies, is there any movies out right now or will come out that you would like to see, Corey?
Oh, this is Superman. Superman, the new
Mm,
movie. I definitely got to go see that. That's always on my bucket list. Every time they come out with new Superman, I got to go see it.
that's right.
Definitely waiting on Fast and Furious Part Two.
Mm, you don't hear
Whenever
that
they,
one a lot.
yeah, definitely when they drop that, definitely got to go see that.
I just feel like Fast and the Furious now. It's like I loved when Fast and Furious was just about cars,
Yep.
honestly. And a lot of Fast and the Furious fans gonna probably get at me, bro. You don't know the lore. What is it even about now at this point?
It used to be about racing. That's what it's about. It's about racing. Now it's about jumping out car, flying car, and
They took a car to
tight
space,
roping and
Corey.
yeah.
They took a car to space, Corey. What do you have? What kind of race do you have to be doing to take a car to space?
I ain't never seen no race that you gotta go to space for. I ain't never seen that.
Like, I get it. It's an action movie. Like, I didn't mind when they tried to switch it to a little bit of action. That's
Yeah,
okay. But
yeah.
now, can we just like get back to like Tokyo Drift type of thing? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like,
Yeah,
can we get back into that? Can we get back into like OG, rest in peace to Paul Walker, like OG, OG, like that type of era when it was really about cars,
yeah,
about street racing. Like, I feel like anything past what, the third one, the fourth one, I feel like it's doing too much at this point. Why do you
yep,
need a Fast and the Furious X? What are you gonna race about now at this point? I'm just saying, and I'm not saying I hate it. I love it. I'm going to watch it still because it's Fast and the Furious, just because of the legacy. It's kind of like, okay, you don't watch Tokyo Drift, you don't watch third one, fourth one, fifth one, like you don't watch all of these Fast and the Furious. It's like you have to keep it going. It's kind of
yeah,
how like it's kind of how Planet of the Apes is doing right now. It's kind of like they keep on making, and we went to go see that. We went to go see
yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
We actually did go see that.
We went to go see that. So
But it
it's
was
like
really
some
dope.
movies make sense.
It was dope because the way that they thought when they was teaching the apes about
Hmm.
Caesar, they thought it was teaching about the ape Caesar, but they was teaching about the dictator Julius Caesar.
Yeah,
And it took a long
very
time for us all to figure that out because we was like, wait, this kind of don't it don't seem right.
right, right. That didn't seem like what Caesar was trying to say. That I was like, oh, he think he Julius
Julius
Caesar,
Caesar.
and I was like, oh, it made sense. It was just making sense. Like it was just making sense, and that's why like when the man that he kept on his ship, with like the ship, his base, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember whatever it was. It's like a ship base, whatever it was.
It was a base.
And the dude was saying like he loves reading about old history,
Yeah.
about dictators and stuff like that. And it clicked my mind like, oh, he thinks he's Julius Caesar, which
Yep.
makes sense. He thinks he's a conqueror.
Yep.
And some of the stuff that he tried to do, it gave off like conqueror type
Conquer.
vibes.
Yep. Conquer
The
vibes.
things that he wore, you know what I'm saying? Like his little armor that he had, the way he had his little speeches and stuff. Like it was like, okay, like he wants power. That's what he wants. He wants to have power. But I also have something interesting to add, a different type of segment, just more of a perspective and opinionated type of segment. Is the world relying more on AI than actual people?
I think so.
I believe so.
Cause think about it, you could type in anything, and AI gonna give you an answer to anything.
Exactly. It's like, what is the point of even having, hear me out, this is going to sound crazy, but what is the point of even having human input when you literally can put something in a chat and it will literally give you everything as far as stats and the specifics right away?
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I say why I can see humans relying on each other a little bit more, because AI can be biased if you want it to be,
Yep.
depending on how you word it. But if you give a straight, like if you put in the chat a straight unbiased answer, then they're going to give you the specifics of it. And humans gonna are I feel like humans are naturally biased just
Yep.
by like things they want to do. Like I can sit up here and tell you like, oh, I'm gonna give you an unbiased opinion and still be biased. It still be a little bit of bias because it's
Yep.
how I truly feel about it. So
Yep.
therefore, it still is kind of biased because
Yep.
it's my feelings. If that makes sense.
Makes sense. Make total sense.
So like even when it comes to art, like now that I'm doing digital art and I'm doing people are making like AI videos now, I truly believe there are going to be AI movies now. We're not going to be able to tell the difference between movies that are set that are shot on set and AI movies soon. That's how good AI movies are getting. I'm gonna send you some like, once the pod is over stuff, I'm gonna send you some and you're gonna be like, wow. Like this is just some early works of AI movies. You're gonna be like, wow. In the like couple years down the line, I really feel like we're not gonna tell the difference between AI and what's real. Cause it's getting
Wow.
there. It's getting there fast.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
is.
why I said I really believe the world is now relying more on AI because I'm not one to blame because I've used AI and it's been very helpful. I've did more with AI than I probably could have did with asking a human's opinion. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
So if I feel like if humans continue to rely on AI, the software, the platform, the whole concept of it is going to improve because that's what humans do. We improve things.
Improve.
We improve things. Since like back in the day, like when the whole concept of humans existed, we are literally meant, I really truly believe this, we are meant to improve things. So this AI, like it may not be perfect right now, and it may not be perfect years down the line, but it will continue to improve, especially the way it's going right now. Like it's getting to a point where um more I'm starting seeing more AI jobs are opening for just working on AI, making making sure that it has the right proper coding, it gives the right proper responses. And like I said, I've seen a couple AI ads and you can't tell the difference. You literally can't. For somebody that's older, see, we're younger. See, being
Yep.
younger, we're in this technology. We're kind of born into technology. We kind of see the difference. But a
Yep.
older, a older person who's not really hip to technology, they can see somebody talking on the screen and it's modeled to look like a human and it's an AI talking. They would just assume it's a person. We can tell the difference, but like somebody older, and I'm not just harping on the older generation saying they can't determine the difference between AI and human. I'm not saying that, but when you're not familiar with technology, it looks it looks kind of identical. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it catch me. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's like, wait a minute, is this
Yep.
AI? Like it has
Yep.
me questioning. Like I can see somebody talking on YouTube on a screen, and I'd be like, wait a minute, is this AI? Is this AI or is this real?
Yep.
And that's when I know that okay, like it's getting good. Like AI is getting good.
Yep.
It's a couple, it's some out there. Like I can't put my finger on it, like as far as like names and specifics. But for people who want to check it out, just look up AI interviews, and it's gonna look. Some of them are horribly bad. You can tell like okay, that's AI, and some of them is like so good to the point that it's like is this AI like or is this actually just a person like just trying to sound like a robot or trying to sound because it's the voice. Once
Yep.
they once they fix that monotone type robot voice, I feel like people won't be able to tell the difference. I really believe that. Like once they start getting to a point where it sounds like voices like ours,
Yep.
I feel like it's gonna be a lot of confusion going on. Definitely. Definitely. And also, I see that they're making robots. They're making more AI robots as far as like factories go. And then also they're making like just AI robots in general. Like Tesla, they had the Tesla bot,
Yep.
stuff like that. It's very interesting to see what will happen in the future and will that actually become a concept. I believe it can become a concept. Um, I don't know if they would take over now. I'm not saying robots will take over,
Yeah.
it's it's a possibility that we do have robots in the future though. Like
Oh,
you know
it's
how
it.
like the Jetsons, is it the Jetsons or the
Yeah, it's
Jetsons?
the Jets. It's the Jets.
It's the Jetsons. I pulled out an OG cartoon then, bro.
Oh yeah, you yeah, you out there. Uh-huh.
But that's how I really feel like it's a possibility. Cause you gotta think we still don't got flying cars yet. Well, well. I've seen videos, but it doesn't mean necessarily. We haven't got mass production of flying cars. We
Yep.
can't go to a car dealership and be like me and you can't go to a car dealership and be like, hey, like we want the newest model of the flying car. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mm-hmm.
give me the older version of the flying car. Like we haven't got to a point where we can mass produce flying cars. And even if we do, it's a concept. It's literally a concept. Every flying car I've seen has been a concept, honestly. And there's so many details to think about because it's like how would the roads look and how would traffic laws like how would you would how would speed limits work? You know, stuff like that. Like it's just so much. How would a red light work? Like it's just so much to put into place in just a flying car. But that's just a future rant. But I honestly believe that AI is getting better and it will continue to get better. And we're going to keep using it and we're going to keep relying on it because we're realizing that AI, even though AI can make mistakes, I feel like if you keep trying with AI, you eventually get the answer you're looking for. And that's why I feel like AI messing up is equivalent to human error, literally. I really feel like that because it's humans programming it, right?
Yep.
So it's like humans mess up. So I would expect AI to mess up because it's programmed by a human. And I feel like whatever you set the program to is what you allow AI to to work with. So I'm just throwing a scenario out. Let's say like we have an AI, me and you make an AI, and we don't really necessarily set a type of limiter on it. Like, what does that look like? That's what I'm fascinated by. Like, I'm not trying to be like a Joe Rogan type of dude, but it's like that's what I'm really fascinated by. Like, what does an
Yeah.
AI look like with no limiter? Like, with no like
Limitations. Yeah.
yeah, with no protocols or
Yeah.
no like, oh, I can't disclose that information. You know how sometimes you may ask
Mm-hmm.
like AI be like, no, we can't, that's not in our policy to do that,
Yeah.
or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like, what does an AI look like with no policy restrictions, no nothing? I really feel like it's just a database of information, literally. I feel
Yep.
like at that point, anything you ask it, I feel like it may be able to pull it out. Like even if you ask like government classified stuff, I feel like it'll pull it out. It will
Yep.
go to their database, go into their database to find the answer and pull it out. And that's
Facts.
which is scary
Yeah.
because what if let me give you another scenario, Corey. What if somebody wanted to find out your address or wanted to find out your credit card information and they
Mm-hmm.
just ask AI. And because
Yeah.
they know AI doesn't have no restrictions right now, they're gonna just pull everything out, down to
Yeah.
your banking account and routing number to everything, which is very scary. And that's another problem too. AI scams. That's a thing that I can definitely start seeing in the future. Like AI
Yep.
scams, like
Mm-hmm.
people using AI to pull information out of other people's, privacy.
Yep.
But hey, who knows? Who knows what can happen with the potential of AI. And I don't understand why people like every time I see an AI video or just an AI because there's some very good AI videos that's going on right now. Have you seen
Mm-hmm.
the Bigfoot vlogs?
Yeah, I have.
The nature Bigfoot vlogs? That is great. That could be on YouTube right now. That could be on
Yeah.
TV right now.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. Like people I've gotten a comment recently of saying like they said, I know we're supposed to hate AI, but like the Bigfoot vlogs are good. And I was like, it was kind of interesting because it's like
Yeah,
for somebody to say, "Oh, we're supposed to hate it." How can we hate it if we're the ones that made it?
exactly.
But it's interesting though because I do see a lot of AI pictures, a lot of AI videos, and people are literally just crapping on it. Like they're literally like, "This sucks. This is AI, ill, like all that." But then on the back end, you got people like, "Okay, this is cool. This is dope. Like
Hmm.
this is great that technology is going in this type of way." Because honestly, right now we're in a technology era right now. Like I feel like the past civilization that was going on, I feel like it was a different type of era. I think it was more architecture. I feel like with pyramids and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I feel like now we're in a technology era. Like we're definitely like in that are you familiar with like cyberpunk, like the that type of term, like the
yep,
cyberpunk type of era? Like I
yep,
feel like we're definitely like moving towards that, or we're in it because the technology that we have, like outside looking in, like if I would to let's say Corey, you are coming from a different world, right? And your world
hmm,
doesn't have technology, right?
yep,
If your world didn't have technology and you came here and you seen what we can do as far as like even a flat screen TV, like you would be like, holy crap.
yeah,
Like y'all have robots, like you go into the factories and stuff, let's say they factories, they gotta do everything handmade. We got robots that's making t-shirts, pressing logos down and stuff like that. That's sewing. They would be like, yo, like, what is this? Like, is this the future?
yeah,
That's how I would look, especially if you grab somebody from the the 1900s. You
right.
grab somebody from the 1900s, early 1900s now, and you put them right here, like right now, they will be like, whoa, this is the future. This is literally the future. Literally, like this is literally like the Jetsons. You feel me? I don't
Yeah,
know the time period where cars like first started existing. If you took the person who like when cars like if you take people from that era when cars first started existing, right?
hmm,
And you put them in a car now, especially one of those fancy technology cars that
yeah,
can park themselves and stuff like that,
uh,
they would be bamboozled. They wouldn't even believe. They would be like, "What?"
what is this? Like, what is this?
It's like, "What is this? How is it? How is this even possible?"
Yes,
So that's what I'm saying. Like with this AI, like I really feel like it's gonna be another technology shift. It's gonna go up again. It's gonna go up again. I feel like they're gonna start making Tesla bots. Hear me out. This is my theory. And it's not even crazy, really. It's not a crazy theory. They're gonna start making little Tesla bots. I'm not saying it's gonna be like in the movies, like they're gonna look like human. They're gonna be like little Tesla helper bots, and they're gonna be programmed by AI. And it's gonna be able. We're gonna be able to ask it questions, and it's gonna be able to do tasks. I really believe that. I mean, what's stopping it? What's
yeah,
stopping it? What is stopping AI programmer to put that type of software into a robot?
you're
What's
right.
stopping them? I'm
Nothing.
just saying. I'm not saying it's gonna be like Terminator 2.0 now.
Yeah,
I see that's some crazy type of programming, but just to take uh AI with no limitations necessarily, well, we would have to put some limitations on it just for safety reasons, of course. But like I feel like the problem is what happens when the AI bypasses those limitations. That's another thing too that I wanted to kind of talk about too. Is like, okay, yeah, like we can make an AI with no limitations, but what happens when the AI literally is like, I'm going to bypass the limitations and coding that you set up, that you programmed me to do. That's
hmm,
scary. That's scary too. That's scary too. Because 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 then excuse me, because then I feel like now you have a human brain almost. Now you really have a human brain almost that has its own free will because
Facts.
AI doesn't have free will
Hmm.
necessarily. So once you give it the option of having free will, it would never. I feel like it would never go back.
It would.
Like it wouldn't, because it's like that's kind of like okay. Let's say for the listeners, let me paint a picture. Let's say me and Corey is out hunting, and we're trying to catch a. Let's say we catch a deer, right? Let's say we take that deer back and we just hold the deer. We don't kill it. We don't kill it yet. He's just alive, right?
Yep.
Okay. That deer is literally waiting for the opportunity to be released if we release it. And I'm telling you, soon as we release that deer and we tell it to go, it's going to go. And it's never going to come back. It's not going to come back. It's going to dart off into the woods and it's going to be gone. And the reason why I say that with AI, if we take off the restrictions, I feel like it's not going to go back to being restricted. It's going to be free, just like the deer. It's going to be free. It's not going to come back. So that's why I feel like they're doing it in small dosages.
Yep.
That's just my little theory, Rant. Who knows? Like that's just like what I think that possibly could happen. But but yeah, this was a great pod, bro. Great.
Facts. Oh yeah.
Pretty lengthy. It's probably the longest pod we have
Ever did.
ever did. Ever did. Um, where we at? We had an hour.
Yeah, I know we had an hour and some change.
We had an hour and some change, bro. Like this is pretty dope.
Pretty
This is
good.
pretty dope that we have did the longest pod that we have ever
Ever
did.
did.
All right, coming back, rebranding to
Rebranding.
Club
Yep.
478. Wow, wow. Talk about getting something done.
Facts. I know that's right.
So much material. So much material
Some
that we
material
just
got it done in the longest time we ever did.
all right. Wow, and it's still in the day too. It's what
Facts.
12:52
2:52. Yeah, it's not even 1 o'clock yet.
exactly. But we appreciate you for listening. For the listeners, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, um, we appreciate you for tapping into Club 478. It's been a pleasure. I am Josiah,
I am Core.
and stay tuned for the next one because it's coming soon,
Peace.
brother. We just did an hour-long pod, bro. Yes. Yo, that is absolute. When I say, I think I gotta free up some space. I gotta free up some space, brother.